About 6 months ago, I was having dinner with my neighbour, and Nigel was telling us stories about the earthquakes. Now, the two big earthquakes were roughly 10 years ago, and he was telling us all about what happened and the fact that he was the last car over the bridge and it was difficult to get home, etc., etc. This sort of worked on my mind, and I decided to get a little bit vulnerable and put a post on Facebook saying, is there anyone that would be interested in forming a, let's call it a preparedness group, but just to work together to get things sorted out in case there was an earthquake. I was typically expecting abuse, and out of the blue, people started joining like crazy, and within a few months we have almost 600 members. Anyway, the preparedness includes setting up a communications network. So around Canterbury we have 4 net controllers. I do the northern area, and there's one that does Central, one that does Oxford, and one that does Selwyn. Anyway, so the comms becomes quite important, because if there's a big earthquake, there's a good chance there'll definitely not be phones, but mobile phones will be possible for a while, and then they're probably going to go down because there won't be power to charge them. Some run off solar, but the majority would only last maybe a day. Anyhow, so we've got this whole comms network group going. I was then told about a group called the Alpine Fault Net. So the fault that runs through the whole Canterbury area is called the Alpine Fault. And this Alpine Fault Net is a group of radio amateurs that meet up once a month and call in and just confirm and ensure that they have communications between one another. So if there was a disaster, we could essentially talk around the entire country and provide communications, and we could also confirm that people were alive, weren't alive, whatever. Anyhow, this progressed further, and I set up a mobile, when I say a mobile system, a portable system, I guess. So I went into the workshop, got some aluminium, made an aluminium spike and a mount, put an antenna on, made sure the antenna was resonating correctly, put some wires on for what we call a ground plane, in other words an earth. I first tried it in the garden, and I had a range of around the country, which was great. And then on this occasion we decided to go down one of the local riverbeds and set it up at the beach. In an emergency, we might not be able to communicate from home for various reasons, might not be able to get home depending on the earthquake. So this drive is about 20 minutes to the river, and then probably another 15 minutes down the river to get to the mouth. I've never driven down this river when it's been in flood. Apparently it does, but the drive is always fun. It's easy, it's quite safe to do by yourself, and it's just a way to get out. Why we chose the spot was it was fairly remote, and there's a bit of stone and rock and sea, and it's pretty, and it was a lovely day. So we just went to the beach, set up the radio system. I then got onto Facebook, onto some of the local amateur radio groups, and said we were sitting at the beach and did anyone want to talk. We made a few contacts, essentially spoke to people all over the country. New Zealand is small, but that's still probably furthest distance of about 2,500 kilometers, maybe slightly less. But anyway, although it serves the purpose of communications during disasters, it's also a whole bunch of fun. So we'd packed a picnic and stopped in this really pretty place overlooking the sea. And while I was playing radio, Gloria got the picnic ready, and we had a great afternoon. All in all, it was a great day. The drive was fun, it was nice getting out, the picnic was fun, and it was nice sitting operating on the beach. I didn't record much of the conversations, I'll do that next time, but it's nice to blend your hobbies. So the 4x4ing, the radios, and all the other things. Anyway, thank you for watching. It was just a bit of fun, and see you next time.